You are listening to episode 154 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tienel. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hi there, friends. I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to talk about a very, very important subject. Because are you a busy mom? We all can say that we're busy, right? But what if there was a way to unbusy your life, to make your life less busy? Would you be all about it? Awesome, because that's exactly what I have for you today. I'm going to provide you a roadmap to unbusy your busy mom life. Now, roadmaps, it's just a tool, right? It's a tool we use to help us get to where we want to go. And it gives us direction. And today, the roadmap I have for you is just a 3-step formula that makes up the roadmap to unbusy your life that you can follow. And then you're going to want to take this formula and you're going to want to revisit it. It might be you revisit it a little bit each week. It might be something you do if you're, more business-minded. You might want to look at your life in quarters of the year, or you might just want to set a reminder that every once in a while, when you find yourself feeling busy again, that you can refer back to this easy 3-step roadmap, okay? And this is what I want to offer you today to unbusy your mom life. We want to do 3 things. We want to anticipate, we want to delegate, and we want to automate. Anticipate, delegate, and automate. So let's just talk about each one. Anticipate. We want to be able to go to our future self and imagine maybe it's the week ahead of us. Maybe it's we're planning out the year. Maybe it's just like a project. Maybe it's a vacation, or maybe it is, or you literally could just take a piece of paper and at the top of it write life. And we can start there. We want to plan and anticipate what we are going to be encountering in our life, what we have coming up. We'll want to do a big thought download and just make a list, get it all out of your head and say, what all do I have going on? What all is coming up? We want to anticipate as best we can what we know is going to happen. And when we do this, we are tapping in to this part of our mind, this part of our brain called the prefrontal cortex. And this is where we take charge of our life. This is where we become the boss of our life. We do things intentionally and deliberately, and it's just the place in our brain that takes care of all the planning. So in order to unbusy your life, you first want to make that list and anticipate all the things that you've got going on in your life and get it out of your head. And once we see it on paper, now you can see all the things that you think you have to do, or all the things that you want to do, or all the things that you believe you need to do. And from there, you can start to then figure out if they are of importance to you, if they matter, if it's something that you want to get done. And then you want to then step to number 2. Step 2 is that we then can delegate. And I'm not saying that once we have, we can't figure out how to do all the things that you want to do. But there are going to be things, because you're one human being and we only have 24 hours in the day, and that there are things that will take more energy than you might have. And we know that when we do certain things, when we say yes to certain things, there is this trade-off. And we are saying no to other things because we can't say yes to it all. So what can you delegate? What can you trade off for more, to get yourself more time, or to be able to handle the things that you really do want to have in your life, the ones that don't make you feel so heavy and pressured in that negative kind of connotation of busy? We can still be in a state of busyness that is all the things that we love to do, and so it's not a problem. So if we are wanting to look at what is kind of draining us and exhausting us and kind of, just taking the life out of us, what can we do to delegate them? Which ones would you delegate? And I love to just remind you that this is where we want to, in the first step of anticipating, this is when we want to have our goals top of mind, right? Once you get everything out on paper and you're kind of like seeing what's kind of coming up, you like, do they fit with your goals? But in the second step, when you're talking about delegating, this is the perfect time to call on Christ's help, right? To take a look at, can you help me with all of these things that are keeping me busy? Can you help me see what's not necessary and what is something that I can just take off and then you can handle for me? Did you even know, or have you thought of lately that is possible for you? To just be like, Lord, I'm not really sure what I should be putting my time on, but you could help direct me. Or if there's something that I'm not meant to be doing, you know what's best for me. And I promise He will help you. And so we can also delegate by figuring out, if we don't want to spend our time, is there something that we can pay for that can help us unbusy our life? And of course, nowadays there's like lots of shopping services, or we know that there's so many things at our fingertips to be able to provide us help. And yes, there is that trade-off, right? You will either have to pay with money, or maybe it's something you just let go of altogether. Maybe it's come to an end, what you've been doing, and you've just been going like on, something, it's just a habit you've built in, and it's something that you think that you just need to do, but it's time to stop and pause and question it. And then maybe we delegate it, and maybe we say we're done with doing that in our lives now, and we move on. So I love how that frees me up to become more unbusy. So I'm like, what can I delegate today? What can I hand off? What can I let go of? What can I pay someone else to take care of? And this can really unbusy your life. So the next piece of the tool, this roadmap to unbusy your life, the next step in this formula is to automate. That's right, automate. I just remember when I used to write checks for all of the bills that I had to pay, and now how it's able with online banking to set up, automatic bill pay, or you just get these reminders and then you can go in, click a couple things, and then you don't have to, do that whole afternoon of doing bills and everything. And so what else in your life can you have automated? And sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be automated through technology, though these days so much is at our disposal through apps and online where you can automate things. But sometimes we're just in this habit of being automatic about things, and then there's some things that you can get better at forming routines around and habits. For instance, I know growing up, my mom always had a particular laundry day, and she just didn't have any mental energy spent the rest of the days of the weeks about anything about laundry, because she knew that every Monday, and she still does this, she's in her 80s and she still has Mondays as her laundry day. But it's just, then that is her day. So she has built this routine and habit to know and prepare for and then follow through that Mondays is the day for laundry. And it really does help when you have a system and then form a routine around your life in things that just, they become so easy and automatic that there's not a lot of mental and emotional energy around it, or there's not that element of surprise when, like, if you are someone who does laundry every day, right? Like instead of doing a little bit each day, maybe you automate it so that it is on one day. And I know I just picked that one example, but I just want your mind to think about the things that you do day in and day out. And how could you make it more concise? Could it be a certain day, a certain time? Is it something that technology could take care of for you, just to make it more automatic and have a system behind it? So that is the easy 3-step process. That is the roadmap to unbusy your mom life. We really, just to recap, we want to be staying on top of doing these 3 things: anticipating, delegating, and automating. And we want to begin with taking inventory of all that you've got going on in your life. And notice that I had said about wanting to revisit ever so often. And that's because things will change, right? They'll change. You'll be in a different stage of motherhood. Our kids get older, schools change, your jobs change. And so you want to revisit every once in a while and take stock, take inventory of all the things that are keeping you busy in your life. And then you want to check them against these 3 things. What can I anticipate that is upcoming in my life? How can I tap into the planning part of my brain and get a little bit more control over what I can anticipate coming my way so that I can prepare for them? And again, just set up a plan for possible obstacles and then set some strategies in place to deal with them. Number 2 is to delegate. Take a look and inventory your life of all that you have going on and what can you delegate? What can you let go of? What can you give to somebody else? What can you pay someone to do? What can you hire someone to take care of to free up time and space in your schedule? And then 3, is there a more automated system? This is when we want to automate, that we could put in place that has to do with either technology or just a habit, a structure, a routine that you could put in place and practice so that things become easier and smoother, and it takes less mental and emotional energy during your week because you have automated and made systems for all that you have going on in your life. So that is the roadmap to unbusy your busy mom life. I hope that it has given you some food for thought and that you've come up with maybe just one idea, even if it's one thing that you apply of this 3 steps. Just see what results you get. See if you feel a difference. See if you feel more in control. And again, if we're feeling unbusy, that also means that we are feeling some peace about what we have going on in our life. We're feeling like that we're making good choices and doing the things that we want to do in our life. And we feel a sense of balance and enjoyment that doesn't come when you are just packed in and busy all the time and don't have any space and your brain and your life is just cluttered. So let's take those 3 steps and have a roadmap to unbusy our life. Anticipate, delegate, automate. And before I go, I want to invite you to come over to Instagram at Danielle Tienel Coaching and let me know which one of these are you just on top of, and which one do you think that you're going to put a little bit more time and effort to anticipating and putting, delegating and automating in your life? Like, which one of those are you excited about? And come over on Instagram and let me know. We can continue the conversation there. I'm happy to hear your messages and feedback and like converse with you over on Instagram. Okay. And then you will find me here again next week with another episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I love you all. Peace be with you. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind, using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielleteenel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.